Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Totally. My name is Isabel. My pronouns are she or they, and I'm currently a freelance writer. So I came out to my family friends when I was about 15. Initially it was all okay. I did of course get like the occasional questions or like common phrases as it won't last long, it's a phase and all that. Didn't really take it to heart because I was coming to terms with like accepting who I am. And eventually also as I got older I came out as non-binary as well, so it was even more for me to kind of come to terms with. I had a lot of mental health struggles growing up, and while I couldn't see it at first, a lot of the people around, specifically my friends, they saw it. They did push me to go and seek help and everything, but I was very stubborn, and because I do come from a family that doesn't really believe in the importance of mental health, so I pushed it till I was about 18. I went to the hospital. I went to Changi Hospital, and I like said what was going on, what I'm feeling and everything, and I got diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder, which is basically, so bipolar is usually like mood swings, right? Like you get your manic episodes and your depressive episodes, but bipolar 2 basically means that you get more depressive episodes than manic episodes, and even then also like your manic episodes aren't to the point of like a full manic stage, so you still have them but it's not very extreme. So yeah, I mean, it did kind of add up with everything that I was feeling and going through, especially like since coming out also. I think that it's been a little bit more stressful for me as well, because being an LGBTQ person is one thing, but also knowing that you have a mental condition to kind of back it up and everything, it just makes you feel more alone. It just makes you feel alienated. It feels like there aren't really people out there who can really relate to what you're feeling, and after a while you start to question, like, what's the point of me being around so many people if there isn't anybody I could talk to? Would anybody really miss me if I wasn't around? Things like that. So yeah. So I previously in secondary school I was also seeing a school counselor. I did but that was for a completely different reason, and I did also talk to her about like coming out and everything. I think in a professional way I wasn't really fond of her reaction, because she just said it was mainly a phase, you'll grow out of it. She did ask also like, like it's normal to find women attractive, but for me it's like, yeah, it's normal to find women attractive, but it's not the same way that I find women attractive, because I find them just as attractive as I find men attractive. It's completely different. It's not what she thinks it is. So since then also I was very hesitant also, even when I went to seek a professional. So when I went to Changi Hospital, I did speak to them about whatever was on my mind, and what led me to seek help was mainly because my friends were pushing me to, and at that point also I came out from a pretty abusive relationship. And I knew that it wasn't something that I could handle by myself. It's something that I feel like I should definitely talk to a professional about. So I did continue treatments at Changi Hospital for a while, but I feel like they didn't really help me. The medications aside, of course they did help me to a certain extent, but even when I saw a therapist, it just felt like she just wanted to her focus just felt like it wasn't helpful to me. Like, instead of helping me, like cope or like how to react when I do find myself in the middle of an attack, it just felt like she she really wasn't helping. She wasn't giving anything helpful for me, and after a while I just felt like I was just talking to the wall, and it was just bouncing back at me, you know. So I think I stopped about after a year, and that was around the time that I met my husband. I did tell him, like, when we first started dating, because if this is the guy that I'm spending the rest of my life with, of course he would have to know, because if, let's say, I were to go through an episode, you know, last thing I want him is to think like, oh my god, this girl is crazy, why am I with her? But he was very understanding. I mean, he's a nurse, so he has seen his fair share of also mental health issues with patients that he's worked with in the past. I think it took him a while to understand like my emotional needs when I am going through an attack. So it took a bit of trial and error. It took a bit of patience. Took a bit of yelling and nagging, but eventually I found out that he has definitely been the best support system, and even up to now he can identify an attack coming even before I can. So if he feels, when he gets the sense that, you know, like I'm possibly going through something, he will quickly just like step in and help me in whatever ways he can. But of course, apart from him, you know, I still do have my friends, my family members, so they still don't understand the severity of mental health issues. They still do try their best, you know, especially like on days where I'm like very upset, you know, they just ask me, like, are you okay, you want to talk about it, you know, like they don't understand what I feel or what I'm going through, but they still expect that, you know, this is what I'm going through, whether they like it or not. Because I still do have like I still do have like a very good support system. I have my friends, you know, I don't really talk to them as much, but I feel like when I do talk to them, they can be especially helpful, you know. Most of the time they just make me laugh by saying stupid things, but yeah, while I may have stopped going down the professional route, I feel like in the long run, a good support system is definitely very helpful for me. It may not be like the best thing, because of course the end goal is to be stable, and even up to now I still do get depressive episodes, but I can definitely say, like, from when I first sought help versus now, my episodes have reduced, and even when I do get episodes, I feel like I can recover from it faster than how I was last time. So yeah, just know that your feelings are valid. Whatever you're going through is very much valid. Don't be afraid to seek help. I know mental health can be still quite a bit of a stigma in, you know, like the society that we're raised in, but it is ever so progressing, and you shouldn't be afraid to say that you're not okay and that you need help, because you realize eventually that getting help, while it may be very challenging to admit, it will probably be the best decision you've made in the long run.